The Evening Edge with Todd Holst.
Never in my life ever call in on the radio. I listen to your show religiously, and I love you.
I listen to you a lot. It really meant a lot to me to get on the show tonight.
I love your show. Keep up the fun stuff.
Buddy turned me on to you. You're a refreshing alternative to the craziness in this world.
Thank you for doing what you do, man. There's too many of us out there that just want to hear normal radio. Keep it going. I'll keep listening.
It's The Evening Edge with Todd Holst.
Weekdays 6 to 8, Sunday nights 7 to 9.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
My horoscope did say to take up a new hobby.
I told him to pick up a hobby.
Get a hobby, would you? Everybody needs a hobby.
Pick up a new hobby, like skydiving or dirt bike riding.
I guess we have to get those hobbies going.
It's a hobby of mine.
It's a hobby, really? What are your other hobbies?
I like to chew on shoes.
You and me got the same hobby.
I love it. It's my biggest hobby. I love it.
So what are your hobbies?
Hey, it's Todd from The Evening Edge, and welcome to the podcast, Todd Needs a Hobby. So the reason we're doing this podcast was recently brought to my attention that I have no hobbies. I basically work on the radio. I watch TV in the evenings with my wife and drink beer. And that's about it. That's all I do. And I thought, you know what? I need to expand my horizons. I need to do something different. And I'm talking to Evening Edge listeners about their hobbies. And today I'm talking with Mary Beth. Mary Beth, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good, Todd.
Mary Beth, you are into dog agility training. Now, I've seen this. Sometimes it's like on Saturday mornings on television where they've got these obstacle courses and the dogs are running crazy through these obstacle courses. Is that kind of what you're talking about?
Yes, it is. And I'm glad that you kind of are familiar with it because otherwise it's kind of hard to explain. But yes, they have obstacles that they perform, and they have the standard obstacles that you teach, and then no course is the same, and you have to get your dog through running with your dog through the courses.
So the question I have then is, I mean, obviously, like I've got two dogs. We've got Lily and Luna. And Luna is the multi-poop, and Lily is the Bichon mix. And neither of them, I mean, Lily is more active than Luna is. I think Luna's got like a bad hip. She's like an old lady, right? She's not gonna be doing this. But I thought maybe Lily could do something like that.
Sure. Yeah.
So so how do you get them started? I mean, because obviously, if you take them out to a course, they're just going to look at you like, "What are you talking about?" Yeah.
Yes. And there's definitely a process to get them started, and you know, basically, you need some basic obedience. You need your dog to be able to come to you. You need your dog to be able to sit and stay, and allow you to walk a nice distance of 10 to 12 feet. It would be the skills that you would definitely want to have to start out.
Okay.
And then you just, you can even use, you basically don't start right on the equipment. One of the skills that they have to do is they have to go ahead of you, because the courses all go, and they're not a straight racetrack. They all go and wrap around upon themselves. So, teaching ascend, where you just let your dog maybe go around a small chair, or we use cones like a traffic cone.
Oh.
And you teach your dog how to just go around a cone and then come running back to you, to get a treat. So you start with simple things like that, and then you may start with a jump, just like 8 inches off the ground or 4 inches for one of your small dogs and you may start with a jump. And so yeah, there is a criteria to do before you would even put them on the equipment. You want to make sure that they'll be safe. You start low, like some of the equipment that you see, it's high up. Like the A-frame is 5 feet, 6 inches high.
Oh, wow. That's up there.
Yeah, exactly. And then the dog walk, which is a long, narrow, it's 12 inches in width, and it's about 42 inches, the highest point. And so you want to make sure that they can, that their footing, that
right.
they be able to handle the courses without hurting themselves.
Now, did you have any background in dog training when you started doing this, or was it just something that you?
No, you start out, you get a dog, and you realize, I was kind of a young adult, and I got my first dog, and I'm like, oh my, this is going to be. And so you start going to dog training. You go to a class to learn about how to handle this dog.
Yeah. That's the way Lily was. That's the way Lily was when she came to us. I mean, honestly, we purchased her from a family who had another dog, and the two were not getting along. And they said, well, Lily's got to go. And so we took her, and when we brought her home after a week or two, we too were thinking, oh, Lily's got to go. Because she is insane. But we persevered and got through it. But holy cow.
Yeah. Right. It is, and that's the same. It's just how you keep your dogs happy home. The things you got to do. And so I just started going to classes. I attend Dayton Dog Training Club in Dayton. It's right there. You see the big flag in Moraine as you're going past the Dryden Road exit there in Moraine.
Okay. Yeah, I know where you're talking about.
Yeah, there's a big banner on the side. But so I started attending classes, and dog agility was pretty new because it didn't start. I don't think the first trial in this country was 96. I think 96 or 97, and I started in 2000. And by the way, my first agility dog was Bichon.
Oh, really?
It was a Bichon. Yeah. Then I got another one. Yeah. And I currently run a Bichon. And he's actually a really good. He's actually a really good dog. I started him out though, as a puppy and everything. So
it was started early on. So your puppy.
I had experience. Yes.
So he kind of knew what to expect after a while. He just kind of grew up with that, or she, or
exactly. Yes.
So when you do this now, you said that each of the courses are different. Mm-hmm. But are they the same sort of obstacles? Like the ones that I've seen, you mentioned like the A-frame where they have to climb up and then climb down. I've seen the one with the tunnel.
Yeah,
right.
The tunnels.
I've tried to actually do that in the living room. At one point, we somehow, I forget what it was that we got. I think it was carpet or something. And there was the tube. The tube was a good size. And I would I would throw the ball into the tube and try to get the dogs to go into the tube. And they just wouldn't do it.
They would not go in.
Oh no, they wouldn't do it. I even put food.
Not the right way to do it.
I even put food down at the end, like a treat. And then what Lily did is she figured it out and just sprinted around to the other end.
Right. They go on a hunt.
Yeah. But she wouldn't go into the tunnel, which I don't blame her. I wouldn't want to go into the tunnel either.
Yeah.
So, but are all the obstacles sort of the same everywhere? They're just in different orders.
Like when I do say the different courses, that's when you trial, when you're judged and you go to a trial.
Okay.
They're all going to be different, but no, you train the same obstacles. They learn, and so the obstacles we talked about the A-frame, which is an A-frame, which is got a peak to it or a pitch.
Right.
And then your dog walk, which has got the 2 ramps and then the flat walk on it.
How about tires? Do they have to run through tires?
Yeah, they have a tire.
Oh.
We have a tire. But our tire is a special tire. If they hit it, then the thing comes apart. The actual tire comes apart.
Oh, wow.
For safety.
Oh, okay.
Believe me, when we first started, the safety of all this was not that great.
You could bust a paw.
Rubberized. I'm sorry?
You could bust a paw.
Right.
If you're not careful.
And they do.
Yeah. Wow.
But, and then you have the tunnels and we have the jumps. And they all have different, like your 8-inch, your small dogs, there's a 4-inch and an 8-inch, and then it goes to 12-inch, 16, 20, and 24. Those are your jump heights. So, which is interesting. The very first agility trial, and it was over in England, they had one height, and it was 24 inches, and they had a Yorkie that ran the course and jumped 24 inches.
2 feet off the ground?
Yes.
Wow.
And then they kind of got smart, like, this isn't really fair.
Yeah. Now, the one thing that, and you mentioned this at the beginning, and I've seen this on the shows when I've seen them on TV or on YouTube. The person who owns the dog, who has the dog, also has to. You don't have to be in top physical shape, but you gotta have to be able to kind of run through the course with the dog, right? You kind of lead them along to a degree, right?
Yeah, and that's your handling. It's
it's a little bit of a sprint.
Yeah, it is.
Wow. See, that might be an issue for me, Mary Beth, because I can't think of the last time I actually sprinted for anything.
Not even for a beer.
Not even a beer or a donut. You know.
No, it is physical. I mean, it can be. Now we have handlers. You'd be amazed. We have handlers in wheelchairs. Mm-hmm. And then we've had handlers on crutches. We have handlers that can't run. And so that's a different type of training. They really, when I was talking to you about the sending, they really teach their dogs to go out and send, and they really label the obstacles so the dogs really know by verbal, what the obstacles are, and then they just basically can kind of do a little loop in the middle, of the course, and that's why agility. It loops upon itself. It loops back and forth. If it was a racetrack, like a straight line, I wouldn't be doing it. I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Now, like the Olympics, you've got individual competition, and then you've got team competition. Is that the case with dog agility? Are there dog agility teams?
There is.
Do they wear uniforms?
Well, yes, they go like Team USA.
Wait a second. Team USA has a dog agility team?
Yeah, they compete yearly overseas. Let's see, I think it was in Finland, maybe, or it's going to be in Finland. And so there's a team of I've never been on I've never had those kind of goals.
Right.
But
well, very few of us will make it to that level, Mary Beth. I mean, let's be honest.
But anyway,
Right. Really?
So there's about six on the team, and they go and compete.
Do they do relay races like the baton and?
No, when you're doing dog agility, you only have one dog on the course at a time, just for safety.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, and they do have a relay in one of the venues where you have an actual stick. So each person, there's a course set out, and each person does a part of the course. And then you get back and you hand the stick off, and then the other, once you get your dog in a down, then the other person can go.
Now, what they ought to do is try to train the dogs so the dog can hand the stick to the other dog. Like, just, if you just come up to the dog and it's the sticks in the mouth, you just hold, he just holds his schnauz up there and just, gives it right to the other dog. That would be
sport.
That would be something. That would be interesting.
Huh? It would be, I guess. Yeah, that would be. Or you can just have a tug of war. It would be a tug of war contest with dogs.
So what happens when the dog poops on the course? Do they have to stop everything and somebody goes out and cleans up the poop? Oh, that's a You get DQ'd if the dog drops a deuce, huh?
It happens, yeah. And everybody goes,
yeah. Oh, my gosh. How embarrassing.
My dog's going to be trying to sniff over there now.
Oh, no. It's distracted.
Yeah.
What's that aroma? Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, we have to redo it.
All right, so you said you don't have any big, Olympic dream goals with your but what sort of competitions are around here, and is there a state level that you've competed in, or what would you like to do with this?
Well, with AKC, you can attend. We have a lot of trials in Ohio. There's a club, Queen City, that has trials down in Cincinnati or the Hamilton area. We have Dayton Dogs. In fact, we have a trial coming up March 12th and 13th. There, Gym City, which is off of South Dixie or North Dixie. Mm-hmm. They have trials, and so any given weekend, you can pretty much find a trial between Cincinnati, Dayton, and Columbus.
Wow.
Yeah. So what you do, you can go to a national event by accumulating points throughout the year. It's just how much money you want to spend, because each run is about $20.
Okay.
So each time you take your dog out on the course, it costs you, it's $19 usually just for the entry fee, but buying the dog food and the treats and everything, and the gas, and it's a bit of an expense, especially if your dreams are to do that.
How about cheating? Have there been any scandals with cheating or doping, or is there anything that people do to try to cheat with this?
It's a very objective sport, because it's either you perform correctly or you don't, and you're
judged. It's time, but it's also judged.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, so you could have some shady judges.
Like some of the other sports, like the pretty dog, the conformation.
Right.
That's very subjective, right?
Right.
The judge decides what they like and stuff. This is very objective. You have a criteria. The dog has to land certain ways on the the obstacles, and they can't drop bars. Pretty obvious things, and so it's pretty easy for a judge, their skills, to see. And so I don't think I know of any time when there's cheating, and that is one thing. There's good sportsmanship.
Right.
Especially in our area, there's very good sportsmanship. I mean, we're competing, because each trial you do get first place, and you don't win any money. You might win a prize, and you always get ribbons. You get your
oh, that's ribbon. Nice. A doggy ribbon.
Yes, doggy ribbon.
Cool. All right. Well, this sounds
a very friendly sport.
Yeah, this sounds very interesting to me, Mary Beth. I am concerned about my physical condition, but I have been losing weight, so maybe this could be something that I could enjoy with the dog. At least Lily. Yeah. Luna's not interested.
Yeah.
She's
So Todd, we do have like a little fun and exercise class for the dogs, where you have the obstacles, and you just take the dog, and you just go at your own pace. It's just a fun class that they have at Dayton Dog Training Club, and then they have a FOP class where you do pre-obstacle stuff. It's kind of like the beginning, if you wanted to see if you liked agility, where you would just have your dog go around the cones.
Ah, okay.
Go through the tunnels, learn how to put the dog through the tunnel.
So this would be a good way to just sort of go and see if she has any interest.
Yeah.
Like if she kind of gets into it, then you're like, oh, well, maybe we got something. If she's just not interested at all, then you maybe you're going to be challenged with this.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember when I was little, my mom used to take me to something called tumble tots. And it was kind of like the kids doing gymnastics, and if you liked it, you could continue. And I was not a fan of the tumble tots. So probably the same kind of deal.
We're about the same age, because I know you just closed your age, so I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember my mom. She dropped me off. And it was downtown at the Dayton YMCA, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
And I saw my mom leave the gymnasium area, and I just lost my mind. I mean, I was probably 4 or 5, and that was the last time I ever got on a balance beam. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
All right, Mary Beth.
I'll be interested in hearing some of the other hobbies.
I've got, we've got a variety of people. We're talking to people who are into beekeeping. We've got people who are into like old time baseball, like back in before there were gloves. The Clodbusters. We're going to be talking to people who are into, model making, but like very high tech sort of model making, and there's just all kinds of interesting things that people do to kill time, right, and to enjoy themselves and to relax from the normal craziness of their jobs and lives and all that. And that's what I need, Mary Beth. I need some other way to relax and chill besides drinking beer every night.
Right.
It's not every night, but by God, it's close to it.
Sometimes with my sport, with agility, you just want to drink more beer.
Well, yeah, I could see that. Now, see, there you go. You got to teach the dog to go get you a beer.
There you go.
Yeah, I'd give you a blue ribbon for that.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, Mary Beth, thank you so much for talking to me. I appreciate it.
Todd, we love your show. We listen to you as much as we can, and I've been just telling everybody about it. And everybody I tell, they say, "Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you told us about that show."
Oh, well, that's awesome. Very kind. I appreciate that, Mary Beth. Hey, it's Todd, host of The Evening Edge here on WHIO. My show is local and probably unlike anything you've listened to before.
You wondered what kind of derelict shoes those were. Well, I'm one of those derelicts.
I appreciate you admitting that you're a derelict.
We have shut the TV off and we are sitting on the deck listening to The Evening Edge.
That's what I love to hear.
This must really wound your clock tonight.
The Evening Edge with Todd Holst. Locally grown, seriously funny.
Weeknights from 6 to 8 on WHIO Radio.